Hey guys, it's Bree, your favorite future middle school math or science teacher. Um, yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you, Dr. Winchester, for this assignment because this is like super chill. I am so comfortable right now to be able to talk to y'all about, the questions that we need to talk about. But still, I am like laid back. I got a clean house. I just ate. I feel really good. Okay, so basically, let's get right to it. I'm really excited, so excuse me. I got a lot of energy right now. I will be using my phone a little bit for point of reference, and don't mind me if I start drinking a little bit because I am thirsty. I get thirsty when I talk a lot. So, once again, let's get right to it. So, my teacher, her name is Miss Murphy. She is a science teacher for ninth graders. She teaches earth science, which I'm not a big fan of earth science. I'm more of a biology, genetics, human anatomy type teacher, maybe. But my heart really goes to like geometry and algebra. But I don't discriminate. So, she's a wonderful teacher. I love her. I love going into her classroom. She is so real with her students. And that's the kind of teacher that I want to be one day. Like, I want to make that type of connection with my students. I can say that some of the students are, a little troublesome, but she handles them so well. It's amazing. I love going to that classroom and they're so excited to like see me. Even if it's been like just 2 days. You're like, Miss Bree. Yeah, okay. So back to this. Okay, so we had to interview our cooperating teachers. And like the first question, it was like a big cluster of questions. So the first thing is explore your relationship with teaching reading skills, English, language arts. Do you enjoy it? Do you wrestle with it? What are your strengths when it comes to teaching literacy skills? What are your weaknesses? What works well for you in your instructional technique? What does not work well for you? And so on. So when I talked to her, it was really funny. She was like, does anyone really enjoy teaching? And in my head, I'm like, I hope so. If not, then I'm in the wrong profession. But yeah, no, she enjoys it. She's been doing this for a while. She actually took a break and now she's back teaching in a public school. She was at a private school and everything. She enjoys it really well. Some of her weaknesses is that sometimes she has to remember that not all students are on the same level. So like coming from a private school where you have most of your students in that classroom, like basically all on the same level of reading and everything else, it's different with a public school because you have students, you're all in the ninth grade. Yes, we're all in ninth grade and we all are in an earth science class, but my reading level may not be the same as the person sitting next to me and I might not comprehend as well as they do. So it's like some stuff you have to balance out. And what works well for her is connections. Like I said, she makes really good connections with her students. So she automatically just, if she connects with her students, it works well for her. Because for Stall High School, they have a lot of Hispanic students. And it's funny, sometimes her Hispanic students will be talking to each other in Spanish. And she's like, can you repeat that in English so I can know what you're saying? But you have those students that are like really outgoing and outspoken, but those students that are really quiet, that don't want to ask for help, but you know that they need help. So she can make that connection on different levels with those students. What works well with her with the connection? What doesn't work well for her is like just giving students book work, because that's not, I want to say that's not completely learning, but that's not as effective now, because with how technology is advancing, I don't think book work is completely like the only option anymore. Like, okay, it's okay to like assign some stuff from the book and also do like certain experiments from the book, and that's perfectly fine, but some stuff you gotta venture out and do on your own. Okay. So she gave me some advice on, technology. She says there's not really a day that goes by that she doesn't use technology in her class. And when I was observing, that's really true because they use their Chromebooks a lot, and she also used her smartboard a lot, which is funny because sometimes she can have her students controlling the smartboard as she just walking around talking about it. It'd be like the star student of the day or whatever, and they're controlling the clicker as she's going through the slides of the presentation and as they're taking notes. But she also gave me the advice that I want to give to y'all is that start exploring different technologies now. Like just research technologies in classroom. What can I do to better my classroom? Google Classroom is amazing. Like she taught me how she could assign everybody an assignment, and while they're doing the assignment, she can also see what they're doing as the classroom is supposed to be doing their assignment. So like if somebody's not answering the questions that they're supposed to be answering, she can like type on her computer, sending them a message like, hey, get back to work type thing. So I really want to learn how to do that so I can sneak up on my students at all times. Also, and she told me like just advice for a middle school math teacher. She's like, just make sure that I enjoy what I'm doing just so my students can enjoy what I'm doing as well. So basically, if I enjoy teaching and I enjoy this experiment and I show the enthusiasm, then my students is going to follow right behind me, and it will make my classroom a lot better. So that's what I got from our conversation. So basically, okay, questions for me. What did I learn about the literacy course in conversation with my teacher? What have I learned from literacy? Observation of the students in the classroom. We all know that literacy is very important, and everybody knows that I struggle with literacy very much. I struggle to even speak correctly. So how am I supposed to be a teacher and I don't even know how to read well? Faith. That's how. No, seriously, I found it helpful for myself is that which I'm going to do with the classroom when I teach my lesson this semester, is that I'm going to have to review my material firsthand, like the night before. Just rehearse it so that way I don't feel, not that I feel like I would mess up in front of these students, just so I can get comfortable with the literacy. If you have to pick one, in what area do you feel that the most students are efficient? What do you think this is in this way? What strategies are you going to use to assist future students to accommodate deficiencies? For me, I want to base everything off like how I went through middle school, because that's just the best way to do it is, connect to yourself. I think the best way to assist students with this, with the problem in literacy is basically just give them extra help and let them know that it's okay. You don't have to be like, I don't want to say like you have to be the nerd or anything because you don't know how to read or you don't know how to comprehend stuff very well, because I'm very much a nerd, but I'm not on that level. But I know that some stuff you will need help on because nobody's perfect. So we're going to help you with this problem and we're going to get through it. What have I learned about reading literacy from working with high schoolers? I learned that you may think they know how to read, but they really do not. I'm not trying to say that in a mean way or whatsoever. You may think like a high schooler is on that level that they're supposed to be, but once you actually sit down with them one-on-one and you see the problems that they have, you're just like, okay, we have bigger problems. Rather than you not just knowing the material, you need to know the background of how to understand the material better. What have you learned from teaching as a profession? Teaching takes a lot of patience, which I am blessed to have. What have you learned about school culture, and what have you learned about Stall High School? I learned that Stall High School is very structured, but it's structured, but I really feel like the students don't take some of the teachers and administration that serious. But I think that's becoming a thing for most schools. because I think my sister has a problem with that in her middle school, and that's all the way in Spartanburg County. So I think it's just the culture of schools is that when I was coming up, like, we were always taught to respect our teachers because education is the number one priority of our life. Some of these students have other problems that may be bigger to them, that they feel education is not a big deal to them. And it really hurts because education is the biggest problem in the state of South Carolina, and I want to change it, but it takes one step at a time. I want to change it because I know that education, you have to have it. It's the only thing that's really going to help you in life. With this video clip assignment, how does it benefit you as an educator? What did you learn from being recorded? And how is it like teaching every day? Well, like I said, I really like this assignment because it's very relaxed, and y'all know how much I like to talk. So I could just really just ramble off with these questions like we do in class. It's just a class assignment. Imagine if all of us was just like sitting on the web right now and we were just talking to each other. That's how I feel this assignment would be going. And it connects with being an educator because it's kind of a thing where you have to look at yourself, because when you're talking sometimes in a group discussion, you get to see everybody else's point of view, but with this video clip you actually get to sit back and rewind everything and listen to what you actually said. And now that I'm thinking about it, me going back and listening to myself, it's gonna be terrible, but it's very, very beneficial. So that's all I have for my assignment. Thank y'all for listening. Sorry if my voice is annoying. Sorry if I talk too much. I'm sorry if I stump. Okay, I'm doing too much. Anyway, thank you guys. Good night.